Hello there, and welcome back to International Fathers. I'm your host and your creator, Nelson Moody Sr. We're back with another guest on our show to hear his story, to let you also hear how they are still and always have been great fathers internationally. For our first question we're going to ask our guest is, was your father ever a part of your life?
Well, actually, I didn't know my father. I briefly met him, well, saw him on a picture. I never physically met him, so I would say no. I did have a father, but not biologically.
Okay.
So, I considered my stepdad my real dad, because I never knew my real dad. So, you know, to me, my stepdad was dad.
Okay. Never knew your biological dad. Um, Only saw a picture of him. At what age that you remember that you saw this picture of him?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it was around maybe 10 or 12. I briefly saw the picture and I asked my mom, who was this? And she
Okay.
said, that was your dad. And I said, oh, okay, well, why have I never met him? She never really, to this day, she's never really answered me. She kind of kept me away from that side of the family. But as I got older, she told me, well, I I liked your father, but
Hmm.
he was not really the one. So I said, the one? What?
Explain that one if you can.
Well, I wanted to know what the one meant,
Okay.
and she replied, well, your brothers, their father was, he was outgoing. My dad was more laid back. He did for her, but
Hmm.
he he was kind of, I think we talked about this before. He was too nice.
Okay.
And I didn't understand that. Too nice? What's wrong with too nice? So she told me, well, she was kind of, my mom was kind of on the go.
Okay.
And what I mean by on the go, she was out there. She liked men.
So your mom was promiscuous.
Yes.
Okay. So with that in mind, and you also say something about a sibling in his father, which takes your thinking to a different level of I don't see or know my father, but my sibling knows his or her father. How did that make you feel with the sibling knowing his or her father and you just seeing a picture of your father, not even knowing who your father really is?
That well, that made me feel like an outcast. When I saw them kind
Mm-hmm.
of interacting with their dad, and I tried to fit in, and I wanted him to kind of be like my father.
Okay.
But we, in reality, we knew that wasn't going to really happen. He tried.
Okay.
He was fantastic.
Okay.
Me, when I got older, I kind of did some things and didn't treat him the way he should have been treated. Because when he passed, I really felt, wow, this man, he helped us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of he kind of molded us,
Right.
me and my brothers.
Okay.
He molded us and turned us into better guys.
Mm.
He made us understand the value of money and life and family, and he treated us well. We kind of overlooked that a lot, and didn't do the things we should have done,
Okay.
but we regret it,
Okay.
you know but and forgave him.
And forgave him.
Yes.
Okay. Now you know that my belief, my way of thinking is that when a man marries a woman or get involved with a woman who has a child or children that are not his children, I give him the utmost respect as far as being a man of a man, because he don't have to take on nobody else's responsibility. But when he chooses to step into those shoes and help raise those children, I give him much respect. And you just said that y'all didn't see what was happening, but the long run, the long story, that when this man died, you forgave him
Hmm.
and you understood more of what he was trying to do with you and your siblings as you were growing up.
Exactly, exactly. He he never treated us different. You know,
Mm.
even with his two biological kids, he still treated us with that. You know, you're all mine.
Okay.
You know, every holiday we all got the same. We he you know he made sure we ate. Everybody ate. Everybody got what they wanted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but he was stern.
Okay.
He
Okay.
was stern to the point where, as though, you know, if we went overboard and complained and I want this and I want that, can I have this? They got it, so why can't I have it?
Okay.
You know, he would explain it to us. Well, maybe next time, not this time. You're just gonna have to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And we took that. We didn't complain. We didn't, I can't stand him.
Mm.
We took it and we understood it.
Right.
My mom helped with that a lot too. She made sure
Okay.
that, you know, this is, who I'm going to be with. Y'all going to have to respect him.
Okay.
So we just took it on and we went with it, and it turned out well. And to this day, I love him for everything he did for us, because yeah, I think if he hadn't stepped in, we would probably not be here.
Wow. So we're going back a little bit because you are sparking a lot of conversation that goes on in society that get overlooked. This man who took you in as his own never treated any of y'all differently. He loved y'all equally, chastised you equally, did everything for y'all equally, like y'all was his own biological children.
Absolutely. And that's how sorry, and that's how I look at being a father today. When I met my wife and her two kids, she automatically knew that I was the one because of the way I interacted with her children.
Okay,
And me personally, I love kids, so
I
that
love him
wasn't
too. Yeah.
that was not going to be hard to do.
Mhm.
So her kids, they gravitated to me
Mhm.
so deep and so fast. I mean, I thought maybe I would have to be with her for maybe longer than what I was,
Okay.
but they just connected with me right off the bat, and that, I just took them in, and everything my biological kids got, I tried to give to them.
Mm.
Every single thing, and as much time as I could spend with them,
Mhm.
I tried. And my
Wow.
wife, she knew this and understood this. And that's how our relationship today. I still love her kids
Mhm.
like they were mine. You know.
Mm. Now, it's very important that you're coming into the picture, or any man, the children have to feel a certain vibe, because children feel certain vibes about another man coming in to their mother's life. And children, to me, to me, have that instinct of I don't care for him, I don't like him, mommy, he's not the one for you, mommy. There's something about him. And from what you were saying, your wife's children never ever gave her the thought in her mind about you because you married her. And these children will always hold you near and dear to their heart. How long was it time you met your wife until the time you met her children? Because some people have a certain time frame to introduce children, maybe 5 or 6 months, or maybe some right off the bat. Either way, it can produce positive results or negative results. How long was it when you met your wife's children?
That's a good question, Moody. I would say around the ballpark of maybe 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
Because she wanted to, and my wife she's very adamant about who meets her kids
Okay.
and who she brings around her children.
Right.
So we dated for a while and went out for a while, and we just it was just us courting.
Courting.
And when I finally,
excuse me,
yes,
for you younger generation, y'all know I like to teach also when I'm doing these videos. Courting means going out and getting to know the person that you are attracted to. That's what courting is. Nothing more, nothing less. But y'all know how I roll on YouTube. I love to educate and inspire. Finish.
So when I finally met them, I think the daughter, she attached herself to me more so than the son.
Mm-hmm.
She is just she reminds me so much of her little brother now, because she is just a loving person.
Okay.
I mean, she would do anything for you, anything.
Okay.
And to this day, she said something to me a while back, and it really threw me, because she wanted to actually change her last name to my name. And that took me overboard. Now with the little boy, we had our differences, and I knew it would come up, and I'm not crazy to think that he's not gonna be a little intimidated when he got older.
Right.
He tested me. You're not my dad. I don't have to listen to you. Okay. But his mom and his sister, they intervened. This guy is doing everything for you that your father didn't do.
Not.
Don't you dare talk to him or treat him any kind of way. And as long as you stay in this house, you will respect him. He did. He came around, and we had a nice relationship. I still love him.
Okay.
Even though he's not at the house now, I still love him, and wish him the best. Hope everything turns out good for him. I don't harbor ill will, because it's for naught.
Okay.
To me, I just don't believe it. And I mean, our relationship, it can be better. But I value what we have. And maybe in the future it will get better. So.
It will get better because of the fact that your spouse and your daughter intervene, telling him that this man is taking care of you. This man is doing things that your father is not. It's going to get better. And somewhere along the lines, he's going to think like you thought about the guy who married your mother.
You're reading my mind right now.
It's going to come back around. And he's going to say those exact same words to you. The difference is he may embrace it a lot more because of the strong arm and the stronghold that your spouse had that your mother didn't have for your father. Because you said that your mom said that your father wasn't the one.
Mm-hmm.
Your spouse now has told you and the children that you're the one. It's going to be a lot different.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned other siblings. Uh, how many siblings? How many different fathers?
Well, I have five brothers and one sister.
Okay.
Um, Three different dads.
Okay.
Um, I'm the third oldest,
Okay.
and I have three younger brothers. Well, one's right by me, but
Okay.
he's still my younger brother.
Right.
But yeah, it's seven of us, and we get along fantastic.
Okay.
I love each and every one of them to do anything for them, anything for anybody in my family, anything for anybody that I
Okay.
come in contact with.
Okay.
But yeah, my siblings are. We grew up. Uh, we were a close knit family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mom made sure that we understood that she's not gonna have us fighting each other and not talking to each other. To this day,
Mm-hmm.
she calls each and every one of us to make sure we get in the house.
Wow.
My mom is, she is, if you could meet her, wow, that's what you would say, wow. She is the sweetest thing that I, you know, love her to death.
Well, I may have to put my appointment in through you to meet her one day,
Absolutely, absolutely.
um, so I can share some insight about you that I know about.
Okay.
That I'm pretty sure that she already know about because
Mm-hmm.
you're her son. So with a number of fathers, a number of siblings, um, a lot was juggled there between siblings. Mainly the issue of different fathers. Uh, you have a younger son, and you also have older biological children. Um, Tell us about that, starting with the biological older children, and then your younger son in relationship to you.
Well, my two oldest are 22 and 20. I
Hmm.
hope I got that right.
If they don't, they're gonna get you, Dad. He
Absolutely.
still love you out there, though.
No, but they know. Growing up with them, there were a few mishaps. I mean, what I mean by mishaps, I did kind of fall off the track.
Okay.
Now, as far as loving and doing for my
Hmm.
children, I would never ever not do that.
Okay.
But what I did, I kind of hung out sometimes, and I understand now what my ex felt as far as me not doing and being there for them. Sometimes I let my buddies, you know, come in between
Mm.
Me doing what I needed to do for my kids
Mm-hmm.
and me hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Not often,
Okay. Okay.
but a few times.
Okay.
But as you can, anybody can attest if they know me how I feel about my kids.
Okay.
So, and my two oldest, they're just like me.
Okay.
I I just it's so much I could say about them. I'm just super proud of them because both of them graduated high school at the same time, the same day. I had to
Mm.
go to two graduations in one day.
Woo.
It was awesome, and
Mm.
just to see them as adults now
Oh yeah.
is
Oh
amazing. I
yeah.
mean, remembering them as little kids, I never wanted that time to pass. Like now
Mm-hmm.
with Jalen,
Mm-hmm.
it's like when I see him, it's like, wow, I want him to stay this way forever. I know he can't,
Right.
but something just I don't want that to go because after a
Mm-hmm.
while he's gonna be like, Dad, can I borrow the
Yeah.
car? I want to go out, and we're not gonna have much time together.
Deep voice.
Right. I hope he develops it. He
Hey,
has that.
Dad.
Right. Hey,
You know.
he might get there because
Yeah.
mine's still a little low.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and they get along. All of my children, all five of them,
Mm-hmm.
get along fantastically. Although they
Wow.
don't come together as much as I would like,
Mm-hmm.
they love each other, and I try to get them together,
Okay.
but the time frames and situations come up, so they can't really hang out together. Because I would love for my daughters
Mm-hmm.
to hang out together because they are almost the same.
Okay.
And what I mean by the same, their personalities. Both of them are very loving people, and
Mm-hmm.
they love kids. Love kids.
Well, I believe that that's going to happen. You're going to have them together real soon. Today's is April the 5th of 2014. I believe that soon you're going to have that stuff together. And you said something very interesting that I tell guys a lot. Um, Unfortunately, you may have two or three children by different women. I've always told fathers, and if you listen to me out there and you know exactly what I'm talking about, that it is our responsibility as fathers to connect our children
Indeed.
because of if they male and females, they can grow up with different last names, not knowing who they are, can be attracted to each other, start dating, romantically involved, and you know the rest. All because of their father didn't connect them. So it's very, very important. And it's powerful. You know, I can feel that there's a father or fathers out there right now thinking about that. And you are supposed to think about that. My guest just now said that he get his children together as often as he could. And I believe him based upon the person that I know he is. But to that father out there who don't know how to do it, just get your children. Just get them together. You may have a mother who may not be so as willing as you would like her to be. But you need to get your children together so that they don't end up dating each other.
That's powerful. I never looked at that part of it, and I'm glad you said something on that because I've kind of often thought of that,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that's why I keep mine. Although I know they know each other, so they wouldn't. But you never know. I never. That's a good point that you just made because I never really thought of that like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's powerful.
In Israel, um, briefly, then we're gonna go back to you. When I met my father through his death, see, I had three sisters that I didn't know about, and these three sisters are good-looking girls. And when I met them, I told them, and particularly the younger one, she's about maybe 5 years younger than me. I told her, I said, it's a good thing that I didn't meet y'all years ago. And she said, why? And I told her that I was really liking the opposite sex. I had to keep it PG for our listeners out there, but you adults know what I'm talking about. And it wouldn't have been nobody's fault if we've engaged further than that, but my father for not bringing us together. It's very important to do that.
You spoke on it. I mean, I that's a fear. That's it's scary. I
Hmm.
mean, but like you said, it's a reality, and I guarantee you that it's a lot of it going on out there.
It's a whole lot of that going on out there. But if nobody listening to this interview, what I want you to take away from this, I want you to get it inside of you and really think about it, fathers, of what my guest said and what I piggyback on. You have multiple children out there by multiple women. Get them together, call them, text them, Facebook, Instagram, Skype. Get them connected starting today. Don't wait until Father's Day. Do it today because anything can happen. The other side of that, as I tell people, is that that child could be facing 30 years in jail. 30 years in jail. That judge could know you, but don't know your son. Not saying that that judge will lighten his sentence, but he or she could maybe talk a little bit um, informative to this child. Hey, I know your father. That's not the type of guy that he is or what you turned out to be.
Okay.
You know? And then the flip side of that is uh, that daughter uh, being incarcerated also for illegal acts, such as being on the street late at night.
Mm.
I'm keeping it PG,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all understand what I'm talking about. That same judge or another judge could know her. Excuse me, know the father, but not her because of different last names. But the fact remains that we must bring all our children together so they can know each other. Now, back to you with your five children. of how they viewing you.
Mm, good question.
How they view you.
Wow, that's a good question. Um, I think I could sum it up in 3 words.
3 words.
They love me.
They love me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They my kids. I think, and I say this to myself, and I joke a lot. I say I must have clown written on my face
Okay. Okay.
because every time I come in contact with anybody's child,
Okay.
they laughing, they're playing, they're running up on me. It's like they're so comfortable around me.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I love that
Okay.
because I don't want any child to ever look at me as, some scary man, or I don't like him. I don't want
Okay.
to. I love for every kid to want to come to me. Sure, you can come to me. You can sit on my lap.
Mhm.
I could read your
Mhm.
story. I
Mhm.
mean, whatever.
Okay.
But my kids, I think right now, if I said, let's all pack up and leave and go somewhere, each and every one of them would pack up and leave with me right now. This is how confident I am in my children. They, it's wow, kids. I just love kids, and my grandson. Wow, I almost left him out.
Oh, we
I'm
can't
so
leave
sorry.
grandson. Now let's talk about the grandson.
This little boy, he is just the spark. I think he is the spark. He's brought my father-in-law around to a point where as though he's never been, as
Mm.
far as his children.
Mm.
This little grandbaby,
Mhm.
I mean, we call kids bad. I, I wouldn't say they're bad,
Mhm.
especially at this early age.
Mhm.
I'll say he's, what's a good word? I'm going to say exciting
Okay.
and energetic.
How old is he?
He's 3.
Exciting, energetic. Yeah.
and he's just a fun-loving boy, and when he's there he drives us nuts. But when he's gone, we're all sitting around sad,
Mhm.
wondering
Mhm.
what he's doing.
Mhm.
This little boy, I'm so proud of what I mean. He's so well spoken at 3. He can speak clearly. He can understand conversation. He's very intelligent and he's very strong.
Mhm.
He can hurt,
Mhm.
but he has a beautiful heart, just like
Mhm.
his mom. And wow, I'm just I thank God for that little boy. Wow. If you could, I'm gonna definitely have to have you over the house so you can meet this
Okay.
little boy. You're not probably not gonna stay long because he's that exciting and energetic, but he's fantastic. I love him to death.
Well, um, like you, myself, I love children too.
Oh, I know, I know.
I just adore children. I've been dealing with children over 40 years now. Um, I just love them. Hate to see them neglected, mistreated, and abused.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Children should always feel protected wherever they at. A child should be able to sleep but not worry about nothing.
Hmm. That's
You know, a child should be able to do what a child does and not worry about anything bad happening to them because they are protected by the parents. But in this scenario here, we're going to say the father because we are international fathers. And
okay.
we're talking about your story in fathers now. That's just how I feel about children. When a child feels um, upset, worried, concerned, uncomfortable about people around him or her, there's a problem there.
Mm.
And that's a different story for a different day. That is a topic.
Mm.
That is a topic that sometimes people overlook. Children can feel.
Oh my goodness.
Children, children can feel an adult, an older person. They can feel it. But it's up to us as adults. It's up to us as parents. I don't care how much you love the one that you're involved with. If your child pick up one negative vibe, listen. Don't ignore. Again, this is Nathan Moody Sr. I'm your host and your creator of International Fathers. And you know what I'm ready to say, y'all. Fathers, 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 call those children. And children, children, call those fathers. Fathers, 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 hug those children. And children, 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 hug those fathers. Until next time.